Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli wa nusallimu ala rasulihil karim amma ba'd. Respected listeners, this is a message on behalf of the United Ulama Council of South Africa on the Shawwal 1443 moon sighting. And the United Ulama Council of South Africa is an umbrella body of major ulama formations and theological organizations in South Africa. And amongst his responsibilities is the coordination of the Hilal sighting. The United Ulama Council of South Africa requests the Ummah to go out at Maghrib time on Sunday, the 1st of May, which is today, to look for the Hilal for Shawwal. And we, as the United Ulama Council of South Africa, we use astronomical information for the Hilal as an indicator and as a guide for us to be able to fulfill the responsibility of sighting the moon. Recall and remember that the aspect of sighting the moon is a very important consideration. It's a Quranic command. يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْأَهِلَّةِ. They ask you about the hilal and the crescent. قُلْ هِيَ مَوَاقِيتُ لِلنَّاسِ وَالْحَجِّ. Tell them it's a means of determining the sighting, the calendar, and Hajj. It is a means of determining your ibadat. So it assumes very great importance. The United Ulama Council of South Africa uses astronomical information as a guide. And what we find with regard to the astronomical information, that today would be a very difficult crescent to sight for the following reasons. One of the things is we always feel that the age of the moon is generally regarded as the best indicator of the visibility of the crescent moon. It is not always so. There have been instances in South Africa that a plus 20-hour crescent in South Africa has not been sighted. There are other factors. The age of the moon is one of the factors. An important factor is the altitude of the moon at sunset. Generally, a crescent and a moon lower than 8 degrees at sunset is very difficult to sight. The Shawwal crescent will only be 4 to 5 degrees, making it extremely difficult, if not impossible, to sight. Another important factor is the moon set leg, the time between sunset and moonset. The greater the time there is between sunset and moonset, the easier there is to see the crescent, the new moon. And the reason is immediately after sunset, it's very bright. So not very easy to sight the moon. A lag time of 40 minutes or so allows enough time for the crescent to be sighted. The Shawwal crescent has a lag time of only about 25 minutes, which is another factor which will be one of the reasons why it is difficult to sight. Nevertheless, despite all of these astronomical information which we use as a guide, we must keep in mind that looking for the Hilal is a sunnah of our beloved Nabi Kareem Sallallahu because of its importance of determining our months and by extension, the determining the correct time for our ibadat, the determining the time for our Ramadan fast and for the breaking of the fast and for the Eid, etc. So these are some of the factors, and another factor is that the planet Mercury will be on the western horizon on the eve of the sighting, in the vicinity of the moon, and people must make a distinction between that and the Hilal and the crescent and the new moon. The new moon will have a very distinctive shape. We all know the shape of the moon. It will not only be a bright star or looking like a bright star, it will have a very distinctive curve looking like the moon. And also another aspect that we have to advise the Muslim Ummah is a sighting decision cannot be taken until the last sighting region in the west of the country has reported. The last moon set will be very close to 6:45. So many a times people are in a hurry and do not have the patience to be able to wait for a decision. And we humbly request the patience of the public and the Ummah while these important deliberations are taking place. We have to wait for the last moon set where it is possible to sight the moon in South Africa before we are able to make a decision. These are few factors that the Ummah are advised with regard to the Hilal sighting for Shawwal 1443. Whatever it is, we make dua and we ask the Ummah to make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us unanimity in our decision. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us away from disunity and confusion. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the beginning of Eid come in a manner that was as beautiful as the entire month of Ramadan. Jazakumullahu khairan, ahsan al-jazam.